You gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis.
What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, is it not?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. You look good, Coach.
Oh, try it. Thank you.
Welcome to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Tuesday in the Quad Cities. Tuesday, July 7th. Much different than January 7th. July 7th. Thank you guys for joining us wherever you are, however you are taking part in the show today. We greatly appreciate it. Fun week so far here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We have another busy show lined up for you again today. If you're watching us live on YouTube, we appreciate that. Thank you for that. If you have subscribed, awesome. If you have not subscribed, please do so ASAP. Getting close to 1,700 subscribers, working our way to 2,000. Would love to have you join us. So subscribing, liking, commenting helps us out a ton. So if you could do that, we definitely appreciate it. And then, of course, tell all your friends about what we're doing right here in the Quad Cities each and every weekday at 10 a.m. We're also live on X. X has been very, very good to us. Stay interactive on X. Also stay interactive with our YouTube chat that we have going on right now. So hop on, chat with us, talk World Cup soccer, WWE wrestling, whatever you want, high school sports. Football's right around the corner. Hop in and join us for the next couple hours as we talk sports and a whole bunch more right here on OTA. We're also streaming live on the WHO streaming app. We appreciate our viewers from Central Iowa. We love that we're there with you. We're there the entire first hour. So from 10 to 11, we're right here with you. If you enjoy the show, you want to keep watching with us, head to YouTube and check us out on YouTube or X as well. And we're also available on all the podcasting platforms as well. So Spotify, iHeart, Podbean, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, put in Off the Air with Matt Randazzo, and you can listen to the show each and every day as well. If you missed yesterday's show, go back and check it out. Andrew Lehman joined us, John Deere Classic Tournament Director, talking about a very successful John Deere Classic. Of course, Chris Gatterup coming from behind to win the John Deere Classic, a fantastic champion. So we talked with Andrew Lehman about that. We had Craig DeFries on the show to break down and put to bed maybe the John Deere Classic for 2026 as we look forward to the future with golf in the Quad Cities. We also had Pat Angerer on the show. Pat back after a little break as well. He was fired up talking about the World Cup, 4th of July, a little football, of course, as well, and everything in between. The Savannah Bananas. I can't say that word, bananas. I can say it. I have an echo in my headphone. I noticed it yesterday during the show, and I said bananas like 5 times. So the Savannah Bananas. We got it. We talked about that yesterday. Also, Austin Chesney on the show yesterday as well, talking about his big victory racing in Kinnick Stadium over the past weekend. So yesterday's show, a ton of fun. Go check that out as well. As for today, a busy lineup set for you coming up in a matter of moments. We'll talk some Iowa football, some recruiting in basketball, and some summer league when it comes to the NBA. With Tom Kakert. Tom just released his Fearless Forecast. He does it every 4th of July, 24 years, I believe, in a row, where he puts his predictions down for Iowa football. What I love that he does, too, is his he does like 10, how would you say it, out there predictions, when it comes to bold predictions. There you go. Bold predictions when it comes to the Iowa football season. So Tom Kakert joining us in a matter of moments. He's also getting ready to go out to Vegas later on today. He's going to be watching a lot of basketball over the next 3 days, both Iowa recruits and, of course, former Iowa players as well. So we'll talk to him about the Summer League and the NBA and all those kind of things in just a little bit. It was a big night last night on the high school baseball diamonds. The Davenport North Wildcats sweeping West. The Wildcats are your MAC champions for the second time in 3 years. They have a chance to get to state this year, do some really good things. Their head coach, Colin Karstens, and one of their senior captains, Bryce Pauly, will join us a little bit later on in hour number 1 of the show. Big weekend for Bryce as well. We'll most likely hear his name in the Major League Baseball draft, and he'll have a decision between pro baseball or heading to Indiana to play college baseball as well. So much more with them coming up in hour number 1 of the show. And then also we got behind last week. Usually we do our FCA story of the week on Wednesdays. Last week was so busy with the John Deere Classic. We weren't able to do it last week. So we're going to have an FCA story of the week today from last week, and then tomorrow as well. So Dan Pearson will be along with the FCA Story of the Week. All of that, plus I found a rankings of the top 25 players in the NFL under the age of 25. A pair of Bears on the list. A pair of Lions are on the list as well. Shockingly enough, I believe the Lions are ranked too low and that the Bears are ranked too high. I digress. We're going to talk about that. We'll bring that up later in the show in hour number 2 as well. Of course, the big news last night in the world of sports, not CM Punk winning the championship in WWE, but the USA falling in the World Cup to Belgium. 4-1 was the final. It's the 5th straight loss before the round of 16. For the U.S. when it comes to the World Cup. It was the 4th time in 5 attempts that they've lost in this round. The round of 32. There was one time they didn't even qualify for that. So disappointing loss. I know a lot of soccer fans. I watched as well. I'm not going to sit here on the show and say that I'm a huge soccer fan, that I watch soccer all the time. I do like the sport, covered a lot, of course, at WQAD, but and always rooting for the U.S. But disappointing to say the least. I believe the World Cup rolls on, and it'll continue to be good. And I think a lot of people that were watching for the U.S. will continue to watch soccer, which is a good thing. But disappointment for the U.S. as they lose 4-1 the final. Boy, was that place rocking out in Seattle. So really great environment. The World Cup has been great, but the United States done. For this year as well. Also, NBA Summer League going on last night. Oklahoma City plays tonight, I believe, on TV once again. If you're an Iowa fan, you're going to get Bennett Sturts, Peyton Stanford, and Josh Dix together. Lost last night, but Peyton Stanford went for 25. Bennett Sturts had 9 points, 4 of 14 from the field, struggled from deep, 1 of 7. But I wouldn't worry if I was OKC when it comes to his ability to shoot the basketball, one of the best shooters out of the draft. So I believe they play again tonight, and we'll talk more about that with Tom Kakert coming up in just a little bit as well. Busy week coming up on the show. A lot of fun things to get to. Coming up tomorrow, I believe, on the show, we're going to be joined by Jack Heflin, former Erie Prophetstown standout, former Iowa standout. Still grinding in the NFL, and he's with the Jets right now. So we'll have him on the show later this week, tracking down Deanne Kramer. Deanne retiring from Pleasant Valley after an amazing career as an athletic director at several stops, the latest being at Pleasant Valley. So we'll have her on the show later this week as well. The Iowa women and the basketball team having an open practice to the media. I believe it just got done a little bit ago. We'll have Kyle Huseman on the show hopefully tomorrow to talk about what he saw, what he learned, who he talked to. I believe Journey Houston available to the media today as well. So we'll get with Kyle with that. Also tomorrow, the men have the same thing. So we'll follow up with Tyler Tashman probably coming up on Thursday to see what he learned from the opening practices in Iowa City. And they're beneficial. They're fun. They're good for the media to get to. And I think fans love it as well. I mean, if you go to X and to social media right now, a lot of updates coming from Carver Hawkeye. It keeps the programs on everybody's minds, which I think is a good thing as well. Football. Iowa Media Day is set for August 14th. We'll do our show off the air with Matt Randazzo. Once again, we did it last year from Iowa Football Media Day. It was a ton of fun and a big success, and we'll plan on doing it again this year as well. August 14th, mark that on your calendar as well. Speaking of Iowa athletics, let's catch up with a familiar face. So joining us now to talk a little Hawks and 4th of July and everything in between, our good friend Tom Kakert. Getting ready to head to Sin City later today. Is Vegas ready for Tom Kakert?
We're about to find out.
Well,
yeah, it's weird. This is like the one few hours that I'll be home to start this month because I've been gone. We had a little family vacation for start of the month and then got back and now jetting off to Vegas today. So yeah.
And then
busy.
You come back, and don't you get ready for Big Ten Media Days sooner than later?
That's at the the 27th.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be home for a couple of weeks, which is good. It's just been, and then daughter goes off to college on August 14th. So, geez,
it's crazy. That's the baby too. That's the baby.
Time's flying. We were working on doing a Zoom with the counselor today to try to get her schedule all sorted
wow.
out and everything. So
You're a couple years away from a nursing home, aren't you? Like, let's be honest.
I'm a couple years away from using one of your sponsors is what I'm doing.
Stop it. The fine people at Rafferty Funeral Home appreciate the shout out, but we're not going to kill you just
Yeah.
yet. Before we get, I want to talk about Vegas and what you're going out there for in a second. But it's a 4th of July tradition like no other. I think of the hot dog eating contest and the hot dog that makes the predictions on the Hawkeye Report are the two things I think of when it comes to the 4th of July.
Yep.
Your annual predictions. Just talk about where it all came from, because I joke, but it's a tradition. You've done this for too long.
23 years. 23
Wow.
years now. I had to total it up. I started in '04, and it was mainly because I was so paranoid about making sure I had some content every day or something, and which we still do, and I still think about every day is providing, content, and it just sort of, I was like, boy, 4th is just tough for some content, so let me just do some predictions, and maybe that'll spark some conversation, and it did, and now I don't know why people look forward to it, and
Can you tell us
um,
a year that you did really well and then a year that you did really bad? Do you know those? Do you
ugh,
keep track?
no, don't keep track.
You don't keep track at all. Hey, I don't know if
No.
I talked with Angry
I had to
yesterday.
look. I had to look back at because I saved the documents on my hard drive, so my computer. So I just like I look back and see, I had to remember what I predicted last year,
Which was
uh,
9 and
which
3.
was 10-2.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny
So I
because
was off.
I went out to the Stonehouse to do the show last week, so it gave me a chance to like take all my stuff. I didn't have my bobbleheads and stuff, but most of my gear. So when I came back on Sunday, I'm like, I gotta clean. Like, this place is a disaster. So I was cleaning, going through, throwing away a bunch of stuff, and I found. Remember John Bonenkamp, yourself, and I did a prediction segment last year, and
Yeah,
you had 9 and 3. You had, I think you had oh, who was it? Graves as the leader in sacks. It was Shire in tackles, which was probably correct, wasn't it?
yeah.
You want to know
That
who
was
you
right.
had for the leading receiver?
Oh, it was Seth Anderson.
Yeah, you had yourself
I was
a Seth
I was
Anderson
on
crush
the
last year.
I had bought into some of the hype that I had heard,
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it down. He was in my conversation on because I also do a companion piece every year, which is the 10 bold predictions for the upcoming
yeah,
season.
really good.
So I was Seth Anderson going over 500 yards to break that streak of no one since 2019. No wide receiver has gone over 500 yards receiving.
And that stayed, didn't it?
And you know what? And you know what? Yeah, yeah, because DJ Boname was the leader this year.
Jeez,
He was a tight end,
he
and it was
might be the
because he had
leader
two
next
big
year.
games. Well, yeah, he might. I have two players going over 500 yards at wide receiver this year.
No, can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of them is oh, the new kid, the transfer. Help me with his name.
He has a name. He has a name.
Boogeyman.
The
Diaz.
Boogeyman.
Diaz.
Tony Diaz.
Tony Diaz. I'm gonna call him Boogie.
is one of them.
Boogie, just for short.
Boogie
And then
Cousins. Like,
Vanderzee.
yep,
And you have both of them going over 500.
yep.
Where was Reese last year?
Don't remember. He missed like
So much
6
time.
games,
Yeah.
5 games. Yeah,
Wow.
he missed.
Who's throwing him the football?
Hank.
You got the tank.
Hank's the starter. Hank's the starter.
Is that
That's my prediction.
is that brain or heart? If that makes any sense.
It's somewhat based on intel, somewhat based on what we think Kirk Ferentz. We know how Kirk Ferentz operates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Tommy, when you get down to sit down and write this fearless forecast, do you just boom, I'm done? Do you pick them first and then go and write the blurb? Do you go game by game? Have you ever changed them? Do you go back and forth? Is it one and done? Are you first take? Take me through your
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, just go. Just write it and go. And I have an idea about which games I'm gonna, like I picked them to lose at Washington, and it's very simple. I'm not gonna pick them to win on the West Coast until they win on the West Coast. I'm done doing that.
Yeah.
So, so I picked against them at Washington. I did pick them to beat Michigan. Picked them to lose to Ohio State.
Yeah.
The other one, the other loss was to your Illini.
You have them losing at Illinois.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you lose a bet to Cad?
Big Bert. No, I just figure it's going to be terrible weather and just weird things are going to happen. And, it's going to, the wind. How many times have you gone down there and the wind's been blowing about 45, 50 miles an hour and it's cold in November?
It's awful. Now, they do have that big new huge scoreboard. I don't know if it'll affect anything.
Yeah.
But the problem with that stadium is there's usually nobody in it. So the wind will just swirl on you because there's just nobody in it. No, I kid. We will never forget, what was
Your
it?
Illini.
What was it, 66-0? Is that the?
Whatever it was. Yeah, it was 60 something to nothing. And it was, that was when AJ Epinesa scooped in. They have a scoop and score, I think, or an interception or something. I can't remember what it was, but he had a score in that game. And yeah, I have Yosei leading them in sacks this year.
So
Yosei
do you?
Epinesa.
I don't want you to give too much away with the fearless forecast because I want people to go read it.
No.
But do you have a
Hopefully they've read it by now.
prediction?
It's been out since the 4th.
Prediction? Like, what was it? Are you 10-2? No, you're 9-3.
9-3. 9-3.
Does that get that?
Yeah.
Does that get them sniffing the play? I mean, you don't know.
Won't get them in the playoff. Yeah, won't get them in the playoff. But I mentioned like the Vegas Bowl. Something like that.
So
We'll see.
if you have them going to Champaign, and if Iowa wins in Champaign, they're probably going to wins out after that. But you have Illinois costing them a playoff berth.
Potentially, yeah.
Because if they go 10-2, they're getting in, right?
I would think, but who knows?
What was your final score for Iowa State? Were you nice?
I can't remember. It was I think a 20-point win, something like that. 22, 23, something like that.
Yeah. No, I think they're gonna lay the wood to the Cyclones when they play at Kinnick Stadium. Tom Kakert joining us on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. You can check out his fearless forecast and his predictions for the Iowa football season at HawkeyeReport.com right now. You have 10 bold predictions. I love the one defensively. Give me a bold prediction on defense. Is Epinesa leading in sacks? The boldest
Yeah.
bold predictions?
Maybe. Yeah, because Lutmer and interceptions leader isn't really a big surprise, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't know who else would it be besides Epinesa up front.
Kenny Merriweather, maybe.
Yeah.
They're pretty high on Kamari Brown, the kid from Elon, transferred in. I think they like what he can do. So he may be a guy that kind of develops. I kind of think Drew Campbell's going to be a guy that maybe situational pass rush.
Jack's little brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Jack's-
think like a situational guy that they bring down into the D tackle position
Okay.
might be something like that.
Huh.
They've done that in the past.
Yeah. All right, Tom, with a little more with football, then I want to talk some basketball. It sets up, I know you mentioned end of July is Big Ten Media Days. and then they go to
Mhm.
Iowa City. I believe is August 14th for the awful timing, by the way, for the Kakert family. But August 14th is the media day in Iowa City. We'll do off
Yeah.
the air live from Iowa City that day as well. Quarterback's the biggest question mark, and that's what everybody's going to talk
Mhm.
about. Take that away. What is the storyline that you're most interested coming into, whether it be a battle in position, whether it be a position group? What's your storyline if you took quarterback away?
Defensive line,
And
defensive tackle. Yeah, that's the biggest area for me
yeah, is
because
there?
it's
Go
just
ahead.
it's so inexperienced. I think there's talent, but I also think it's really, really inexperienced. And um, it's the story, the story of the offensive line 3 years ago. Kirk Ferentz would also talk about you can't microwave experience, you just can't put it in a microwave. It's just got to happen. And they're kind of in the same position now with the defensive line, where it's a lot of younger players or players that have a couple of years under the belt that have not played a lot. And they're going to have to get that experience the one way that you can get it, and that's it's taking snaps.
We'll eventually do our gambling prediction podcast, I'm sure, with our good friend Chet Lystigo eventually. Running back
Yep.
wise, is there a who does somebody emerge? McNeil.
Oh, I think it's Kamari. I
I mean,
think Kamari Moulton is the leader for sure. Um, I think McNeil is the guy that has the most upside
hmm,
of that group, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
oh, absolutely.
I think he could be the guy that at the end of the year we go, okay, that's the guy.
Next
He's
year,
the guy. Yeah, or even the end of this year, he could,
hmm,
he's got that level of talent. How can he go out and show that? We'll see.
a lot of
But
running
they got
backs.
they've got four really good options, I think,
Hmm.
with Phillips and Xavier Williams, two guys that are more bruisers. And then you've got Kamari, who's just kind of steady. And you've got McNeil, who's kind of got a little bit of a wiggle to him. So they've got some good options at running back. Now it's just going to be a matter of, um, how it shakes out. I talked to Jay Norvell on the pod last month, and we talked about that. And he's I think he's so what he indicated was more of a hot hand guy. So if a guy's cooking, he's gonna go with him. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. Tom Kakert joining us on Off Day with Matt Randazzo. Little hoops. You're going out to Vegas. Twofold.
Mm-hmm.
Some high school hoops I know you want to watch. Summer league hoops as well on Friday night. Let's start on the high school level. What's got your interest? Obviously, there's been a big change in Ann Arbor. There's a Caden Daughtry young man that I believe, did they just win a gold medal?
Just want to go.
Over the
Yeah.
weekend, and he had 15 in the championship game I saw. So it's not like he was
Yep.
along for the
Yeah.
ride. Your I guess your just checklist or agenda as you go out to Vegas, and what are you whom are you most interested in talking to / seeing, those type of things.
Yeah, Caden Daughtry had 15 points in just 17 minutes of action in that gold medal game against Serbia, and I think they won every game by at least 20 points. So they were just a dominant team. He wasn't starting, but he was playing a good amount and played really well. Yeah, I'm anxious to talk to him. Hopefully he'll be back early in the sessions. They played yesterday and they're flying back from Turkey. So, Turkey to Vegas to get back. So I don't know that they had private jets either. So I think they're probably just getting back today, and maybe he'll get to the gym by Thursday. I hope, because I know he wants to get that Florida Rebels team in a good seed for Peach Jam, which is in a couple weeks, down in the beautiful North Augusta, South Carolina, in the what is it, Riverside gym. I can't remember if it's Riverside. I can't remember what it is, but It's the coldest gym I've ever gone to. Could be 95 and 95% humidity, and you walk in there and you need a winter coat.
And that's out in
Um,
South Carolina. Should be
That's
warm.
South. Yeah, 95 degrees, 95% humidity, and you walk in there and it's cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm anxious to see him. Jackson Davis, the kid originally from Illinois, he's going to go to a prep school this year, but good to see him. Daughtry's got an official tentatively scheduled for September 12th, the Iowa State weekend. Jackson Davis the next weekend when Iowa plays UNI, the 19th. He'll be in town for his official. The thing with Daughtry, Michigan was a contender for him. They were in the mix, but now they are. We'll see. I don't know. We haven't seen any interviews with him since Dusty took the Mavs job. So we'll see what he has to say. I would imagine it probably harms Michigan's chances because he doesn't know if Mike Boynton is going to be the head coach or not. So, and I don't know if Mike was the lead recruiter for him. Maybe that helps him a little bit. I don't know. And then Jackson Davis, he's coming in that following weekend. With Daughtry, by the way, also, Connecticut is really pushing. So, it's got Dan Hurley and great tradition there. Obviously, that's something you have to listen to. So we'll see. But Iowa, Jamie Shaw from Rivals Non-3 put up something today, and he just kind of said, I'm thinking Iowa's still in the lead. But both he and Joe Tipton have been kind of like, we'll see if Iowa can hold on. So it's like, you just got to hold on to this kid and see if you can stay in that pole position with him, or get the Lucy with the football with Iowa basketball recruiting. We'll see. Jackson Davis got an offer from Michigan State. I happen to think that probably somewhat is a significant offer to him. He seems like a Tom Izzo type player, so anxious to talk to him a little bit about schedule and visits and what he wants to see and what places he might want to see. Get to see TJ Jameson, the other 4-star guard who visited this summer, and talk to him a little bit more about his visit. And he had a really good time, but he's also got like 5 visits scheduled for the fall, all of them down south. He's a kid of the South, so he's from Louisiana. So it's going to be tough to get him out of the South, I think. That's what I think. But he had a really good visit, and he made an official visit to Iowa. And then they've got Jalen Davis, the kid from Washington, who they're still involved with, and Antonio Pemberton, another guard. So they've got some guys that they're looking at. So now it's just a matter of scheduling visits, landing one of them. They've got Keller Doherty, the big kid who committed recently, the 6'10" kid from Lee Summit, Missouri. And he will not be playing out in Vegas, so I won't get to see him. But they offered 2 kids recently from the 28 class that I'll get to see, 2 bigs. So we'll get to get eyes on those guys too.
2 quick questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still feel like Iowa won't be left in musical chairs without a chair? Do you feel like they'll be fine? Do you think they'll still land somebody?
I do. Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to get a point guard. And I don't know who.
If they land Daughtry,
Yep.
it would be the biggest, most impactful recruit to Iowa basketball since blank.
Boy.
You're welcome.
Good question.
Yeah. Ever?
I don't know. No, I wouldn't say ever. There were some pretty good recruits back in the 80s when they got Roy Marble and guys like that, and Ed Horton. You get Ricky Davis was like a top 10 player, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
top
Yeah.
50, top 30.
Joey Range was pretty high up there as well, wasn't he?
Joey Range was up there.
I'm just saying, I think not just numbers wise when it comes to like highest ranked, I just think impactful when it comes to the talent matches what it feels like matches what Iowa wants to do and what Ben McCullum wants to be like.
Yeah. I think the thing that I hear from all of those guys is look what he did with Bennett Sturts. And took a kid who was a D2 recruit, who had no D1 offers, and he was the 16th pick in the draft. And he's going to go develop point guards like he did with Bennett, like he did with Trevor Hudgens. He's done this over and over and over again. And he can get you to a position where you can play in the NBA. And that's what these kids want to do. They want to get that ticket and get to the NBA. So that's why I think it's resonating with these guys, that they've seen what he can do with Bennett. He's selling that, and he's selling the success. I mean, look, year one at Iowa, they knocked on the door. They were 8 minutes away from going to the Final Four.
Man.
In year one. And he's building a nice level of talent in Iowa City. So, exciting.
How about this one? Caden Daughtry will be the most impactful recruit until RJ Evans commits in a couple of years. He's crazy. He's exploded big time.
It's so wild because it was like a year ago in May. I was watching because I'd ran into Reggie and Dean Oliver out in Council Bluffs at the Adidas event, and Reggie's like, "Hey, come watch RJ tomorrow morning." So it was me, Dean, and Reggie in the gym at like 8 a.m, this side gym, and RJ's 14 years old playing with the 15U team, Austin Rivers team, and I get my first look at him, and I'm like, Reggie, there's a lot to like here. But I see that now. I saw him this spring, and I was like, whoa, and then I just started talking to people, and they're like, yeah, he's going to be a top 10 player in the country. Jamie Shaw, our national guy, had him as a top 10 guy, regardless of class.
Wow. Is he still going to unofficially visit Iowa at all this summer? Wasn't that
He's planning on it? Yeah. I don't know that they've picked out a date yet. But yeah, Reg is coming back, and I don't know when they're going to do it, but he was talking about doing that with, because Dean's son is going to be playing football at Iowa. I don't know that he'll play this year, but he'll probably redshirt. Well, they don't even redshirt anymore. He just might not play, but so they're going to try and get the guys together and have a little weekend and bring RJ. RJ's been to Iowa City before. So, and he watched him play in Tampa.
Are you saying there's a chance? Like, that's all I want to know.
There's always a chance. Now, he's going to have every big boy program in the country. And he is not like Reggie. I will say that. He is not like Reggie in terms of his skill set. Because Reggie, we know what Reggie was.
Yeah.
RJ's a perimeter guy right now. Shoots it, handles it, bouncy. But he's got tenacity to him. He is really good. He's a lot of fun to be around. And he's a great kid. I love RJ. And RJ just transferred. He's going to transfer to a new high school in Orlando this year. And he just announced that the other day. But he was overseas with the Adidas group, playing in Greece, playing in Italy for 2 weeks. So he got a lot of experience. Went to that U17 team that Caden Daughtry was part of. RJ was one of the I think maybe the only 2029 kid that was at the tryout. And some people think that he may have made the team if he got kind of dinged up. And so he kind of took himself out of it. But he's going to be fine. But probably might have prevented him from making the team as a 15-year-old.
It's crazy.
And
Tommy,
he's really good.
last one before I let you go. I know you want to get to the Summer League while in Vegas. I can't wait to talk to you when you get back. You go to OKC and you can watch a lot of. I mean, you got Bennett, you got Peyton, you got Josh Dix. I'm assuming that's the goal, is to get to a Thunder game when you're there on Friday night.
Yeah, they're playing Friday night. Again, I think it's against the Lakers, but I'm not positive. Maybe it's somebody else. I can't remember. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm just going to be happy to see those guys. Bennett's such a great dude. Love Peyton to death. He is one of my all-time favorite guys to be around, and JD is just such a good dude. So, get to say hi to all those guys and do a story on how wild is it? 3 guys, two of them from Iowa, but all of them played at Iowa. 2 of them for 2 different coaches, and they're playing together. I know the first game, Josh started with Bennett in that game, and Ade Mara was out there with them. And then Peyton came in, and Peyton was hit like his first couple of shots, I think, and got after it. So, it'll be nice to see those guys and also see their families. I checked in with their families, and they're all going to be out there. So, I get to see them too. So that's really great. Yeah.
I love it. Well, Tommy, enjoy your trip to Sin City. Behave yourself. We'll catch up when you get back. Everybody, the Hawkeye Report is where it's at when you want the best coverage of all these things. Remember, the Iowa women are having an open media session today. Kyle's up there all over that. Yep. So make sure you get
Kyle will be at men's basketball tomorrow too. Along with Dennis. Dennis will be there taking some photos. So we'll have a lot of stuff, and so big team effort. We're all rowing. We're like the Norwegian soccer team. We're all rowing together.
I love it. Make sure you check out the HawkeyeReport.com. Tommy, be good. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. That is Tom Kakert joining us on Off There with Matt Randazzo. We got a little more to get to. You're watching OTA on a Tuesday right here in the Quad Cities. So we'll be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high, each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfathers is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Tuesday in the Quad Cities. The boys of summer officially hitting the home stretch in Iowa. High school baseball are reaching its pinnacle. The postseason will start next week. This week, crowning conference champions, and it was a big night for Davenport North yesterday. The North Wildcats sweeping a doubleheader against rival West to clinch a MAC championship. It's their second in 3 years. They've got 15 MAC victories on the season. Joining us now to talk all about it is their head coach, Colin Karstens, and standout senior, Bryce Pauly. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coach,
thanks for having us.
I'll start with you. Winning the MAC is always obviously a goal. You guys have done it now twice in 3 years. Talk about last night and what it meant to sweep a rival school and win that championship for the second time in 3 years.
It's these guys put it on their goal sheet before the year. That was one thing that was in common with all their goal sheets was to win a MAC title. And, we started off 0-1. Bettendorf beat us the first game in 4-3, 3-2 ball game. And things could have gone south quick. The guys could have panicked. But they show up every day. They work hard. They're a fun group to be around. And they, wanted to go achieve that goal. And they continue to work hard all season for it. But they also know that that's not the end goal either. That was just part of the stepping stone. And we're hoping to be playing our best baseball come Friday. And hopefully, keep a run going into the postseason.
Bryce, you look at it and you are your MAC champions, your senior, second time in 3 years. It's got to be special. Talk about what last night was like.
It was super cool. I think coming into the season, I think we knew that we had a chance to do something like this, but it wasn't going to be like it was a couple years ago where we can just out-talent everybody and just kind of show up and play baseball. We really had to be a team. I think we did a really good job this year of building team chemistry and making sure everybody's together and just doing a good job of being an actual team and being one unit that can work well together. And I feel like when we're able to do that consistently, that's when we are the best team we can possibly be. So as long as we can just keep that going and roll it into playoffs, I think we give ourselves a pretty good shot to make a run.
Bryce, Coach mentioned it. It wasn't the best start to MAC play.
No.
Talk about just what you talked about, believing in yourselves, putting things together. You couldn't just show up and play baseball and win a MAC championship, especially in that conference. What was this season like? And there were ebbs and flows and ups and downs when it came to this MAC championship.
Yeah, really just I think after we kind of had split with Bettendorf to start the year, we kind of realized we're not really where we want to be right now. And it was just about talking within each other, whether it was before practice or just in the group chat or maybe a couple guys are on a phone call, just really talking about the things that we can do to make this team the best possible team we can be. And everybody on the team is for everybody. Nobody's talking about what I need to do. I need to do this. Everybody is for everybody. Everybody's talking to each other about what we need to do as a team or what someone can do individually to help the team. It's a very very unselfish group. And I feel like because of that, it's a big reason that we've been able to have success in the MAC and win another championship. So I think just like I said, continue building on that and being able to have those talks with their guys. We've had a lot of tough talks, and especially as high schoolers, I feel like it's not easy to sometimes look somebody in the eye and be like, hey, I think you can do this a little bit better. Hey, I think you can do this a little bit better. Hey, maybe I need to do this a little bit better. And it's been a lot of unselfish conversations that people have taken the right way, and we've been able to grow and build off that.
Coach, you look at this roster coming in the season, you have things that you like, and Brandon and Bryce are obviously really good building blocks. Kind of go the open picture going in. Obviously, you're young in some spots, but it sure does help to have some leaders like you have as captains, especially listening to this guy just talk about real conversations. That helps to have a guy on and off the court or field, like these two.
And the best part about it is you got one of them in the outfield and one in the infield. So anytime we go do indie defense, we've got our coaches, helping out in the infield, coaches helping out in the outfield, but you also have a voice from two guys that have been a part of the program, Bryce for 5 years and Brandon for 4 years. And they're also able to, give some insight to stuff that they see firsthand as well. So it's like having another guy out there helping out. And they both do a great job with that. Bryce working with the infielders and giving him pointers on stuff that he's seen over the past 5 seasons, and Brandon with the outfielders. But I mean, yeah, we knew that we were going to have pieces to fill, and guys stepped up from top to bottom, 1 through 9. And then all the guys in the dugout, even people stepped up, accept their roles. And I mean, at the end of the day, they all want the same thing. I think which makes it much easier for all these guys to work hard towards that goal.
Bryce, you look at last night, you beat a conference rival to win a MAC championship. I know that there's bigger fish to fry and there's more goals to be had. What was the celebration like? I know that the city rivalry is pretty intense. Last year we did from MC22, we did a Central North doubleheader, and it was chirpy.
Very chippy.
Chippy.
Yeah,
If that's
it was very chippy.
What was obviously respecting an opponent and all that, but winning, celebrating, and also doing it against a rival. Take me through last night. What was it like as a senior celebrating with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. We look forward to it, especially like it sucks when you get rained down on a Thursday. You got to come back on a Monday and you're already up 7-1. So we already kind of had a little bit of a taste of what that felt like, but it just felt so good to finally go in and really finish it out. And, I respect all the teams in the MAC, but I'm not going to tell you I like every team in the MAC, and especially like being at Weston Central. So to say I wasn't a little bit happier to win the city championship and the MAC championship in the same night, I'd be lying to you.
No, absolutely. Coach, every coach is happy, but never always completely happy, if that makes any sense. You're a MAC champion. I'm going to ask you what needs to get better as we get ready for the postseason. Senior night tonight, we'll talk about that in a second. Where are you at with this team? And obviously you like how they're playing because they're winning baseball games, but I have a feeling there's some things that you'd like to get better at. Your thoughts as the postseason comes?
I think it's just fine-tuning everything. We've had a lot of good practices, and once you get into the flow of Iowa high school baseball, you don't practice as much because you play almost every single day. But I think it's just important that we show up every day, put our best foot forward, having a good approach at the plate. That's the big one that we preach all the time. Hunting good pitches, trying to hitting good hitters counts, and that's stuff that we are going to continue working on. And you got guys like Bryce and Brandon who have been around, like I said, for 4 or 5 years. And then we've got freshmen that are, still learning, what a good approach is and whatnot. But they're doing a good job. They're buying in. And I think that come postseason, they'll all be ready to go. And I think if we continue to work on having a good approach at the plate and just having fun while we play baseball, just because it's a postseason game doesn't change anything. These guys have played baseball their whole life. Go out, have some fun, and showcase your talent, and hopefully put together 3 wins in a row and make it to the state tournament.
We look at North Baseball, and it's been a good program, and they've had some really good years, as I've covered over the years. Bryce, I want to talk to you about Coach, because I would say from the outside looking in, North Baseball is their consistency has gotten really good under
sure.
the goofball up above you on the screen. What has that guy meant to maybe this program, to yourselves, to the players, and what Wildcat Baseball is right now?
There's a lot of things that people don't see that Carson's does as a coach, and the things that he does to go above and beyond. One thing I look at is last year during our sub-state when we were going to play North Scott and it had to get moved to Muscatine, I think Carson's was out there at like 5 a.m. for 2 days in a row, like just working on the field like by himself. And it's like a lot of the stuff that Carson's does, it really goes behind the scenes and it goes unknown. So maybe to the outside world looking in, they don't see everything that he does for us. But, I mean, there's not another coach on the planet that respects and has his guys back more than us. And he's one of those coaches where, like, I feel like some coaches they can be really hard on you and they can be not very good at, like, the small talk and, like, picking guys up. And then some coaches vice versa. And he does a really good job of, like, keeping guys accountable, but also knowing when to, like, hey, pull a guy aside and give him a talk and just, like, calm him down a little bit. And he's very open to what we have to say as players and what we see on the field. And he's open to listening to what we – maybe just in a game, whether a play gets messed up or there's an error. And like, he might chew you out a little bit, but he's also going to listen to you. He's going to hear what you have to say. And he's going to find the best route to coach you personally. And I just feel like a lot of the stuff he does and he's done has gone unnoticed. And we haven't really given him enough credit for a lot of the amazing things he's done for us. But no, he's amazing. We definitely wouldn't be we wouldn't be where we are without him.
You can tell, Coach, that he's got some more practices to do under you. He's talking all the good
Yeah.
stuff, which is smart. I want to flip it around because you get a program and you get a guy like Bryce and Brandon that come in, and there have been pillars of what you guys have wanted to do. It's senior night tonight. I'm going to talk to Bryce about it in a second, but talked about those two guys, your captains, and what they've meant not just to Wildcat baseball, but maybe to yourself.
So I taught Bryce in middle school, and I had him coming up through the middle school and then trying out for baseball as an 8th grader. And it wasn't a question. From the first tryout, you knew where he was going to fit in with the program. I remember him saying as an 8th grader, like, hey, this is an 8th grader that just wants a shot to play varsity baseball. And it wasn't just a shot. He was ready right away from the get-go. But when you become the head coach and that's your first year, that's something that you are ecstatic about. You've got a kid coming in as an 8th grader that's going to contribute to your program for the next 5 years. And I think the best part is just watching him grow as a baseball player, but also an individual. Like I said, he, has been a staple of the program since he stepped foot in it. But then watching him, as a senior this year, go on and take a role of leading these freshmen, sophomores, just the underclassmen, but leading on the baseball field as a vocal leader, but with his game as well. All these guys now know what the standard that he has set at North is. And then Brandon the same. He's been there for 4 years. I think that that's just a big thing. Like these younger guys have seen what these two can do, and they have a taste of what the success feels like. And I think all of them will continue to be hungry for that for the next 3 years that they have.
Bryce, you guys have senior night tonight against Western Dubuque. I got to ask you, does that talk or that tryout as an 8th grader seem like a lifetime ago? Does it seem like yesterday? How has it gone fast? Has it gone too slow? Is it just right? And then what's it going to mean to try it out? It's senior night. I know you host a game, at least one.
It's at Western Dubuque. It's their senior night.
Oh, it's their senior night. Okay.
We had our senior night against Central at home.
With all that being said, what's it like winding down your last regular season game coming up tonight? What's that going to mean? And how quickly has all this gone?
Honestly, I haven't had a lot of time to really sit back and reflect. I've just been so focused on what's been going on, like in our season, and trying to get everything ready for this playoff run. But I think looking back on it, it's very bittersweet. Like you said, it's kind of like it seems like a while ago, but it also seems like it was such a short time ago, and it really does go by fast. I can't say 5 seasons went very slow, and I don't know, man. We're just excited. Like, I really feel like this year we have the chance to go to state, and I just want to end on that. I don't even want to think about the sadness and how long this stuff's going. Like, I just want to go to a state tournament. So that's honestly all I'm focused on right now.
You mentioned state tournament, Coach. Last season's postseason run was a lot of fun, especially the North Sky game for you guys, and then real close to making it to that state champion or that state tournament. What's it going to take for these guys, Coach, to get over the hump? I feel like the experience is there. You've been there. You've almost seen everything. But it's different. The postseason is different. How do you guys approach what's coming up next week and the postseason run?
I think it's just playing relaxed, having fun. Like I said earlier, these guys all have played baseball for a long time, and it doesn't change anything because it's a postseason game. You see guys get to the postseason, and they try to make the game something different than what they have all season. And I think that we just need to show up and play relaxed, foot on the gas from the first pitch and have fun while we're doing it. And we preach 3 things every time, throw strikes, make the routine plays, and put the ball in play. And if we don't do those 3 things, we'll be tough to beat. And, that's our goal going in, is to do those 3 things every game we play. And when we do those things, we are a tough baseball team to beat.
Bryce, last year, in the back of your mind, the last couple of years, I know maybe Coach is here and want to turn the page and not focus, but what's the motivating factor heading into this weekend, or the next week, I should say?
Biggest motivating factor is how it felt. That feeling, like when you're just so close to accomplishing something and so close to moving on, and it just gets taken away from you, it hurts. And it really does. And I don't think you ever really forget that feeling. So I think taking that feeling and trying to not only harness it and use it myself, but instilling it into these younger guys that haven't really gotten the chance to fully experience yet, and just show them like this is what we want. This is what we want to do. And right now, like, it doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter if you're 0 for 3. Like, everybody can do something to help this team win. And just doing everything I can to make sure everybody else understands that is my main focus right now.
Coach, before I got some dumb questions for Bryce, but before this team off the field, what's it like? I'm a culture guy. I got my Dan Campbell bobblehead here, so I'm a great guy, all that kind of stuff. I believe it's important in sports. Obviously, when you're winning, it's got to be pretty decent, pretty good. What are these goofballs like off the field, and do they keep you on your toes a little bit as well?
I mean, they're high school kids, so I feel like I'm always on my toes, but they do a good job. They're a fun group to be around. We went to Omaha this year, didn't get a chance to play, got rained out, but went to the College World Series. And I mean, they're a group that you can just go have a good time with. They love the game of baseball. They're fun to be around. It's funny because you've got, Bryce and Brandon as 18-year-old kids over here, along with like Evan and Adam. And then we've got the 14-year-olds at the bottom of the totem pole, the freshmen. But like I said, they all get along and they do a good job. The team chemistry, I would say, is really good. We, have some team dinners here and there, and they find something to do, whether it's baseball, whether it's playing in the pool, whether it's playing basketball, whether it's playing cards. Like, they all find something to do, and they get along and they have fun doing it. And I think that helps on the baseball field too. They trust each other, and that's what's kind of led to the success this year, is having trust in whether it's a 18-year-old senior going to Indiana or a 14-year-old that is playing his first varsity season of baseball. They have each other's backs and trust one another, and that's kind of what's led to the success this year.
Bryce, you got a phone call from Coach last night saying to come on this show, which is a big phone call, but you'll probably get a bigger one sometime this weekend about the Major League Baseball draft. Probably a little bit better than this show. Kind of talk about that. You have, and that's not what you're focused on. You have baseball to be playing and high school stuff, but that's every kid's dream to get that call. Your mindset, I guess, going into this weekend, expectations. Coach mentioned already going to Indiana to play baseball. You'll have a decision to make. What's the mindset right now?
Right now I'm extremely nervous because I know that my life can change like overnight, especially with the coming days. I think that trying not to get too high or too low. Even if I were to get drafted, I still have to have the right signing bonus to be able to sign on the dotted line. I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. And I think that the more that I'm able to just get my mind off it, and like, it might be kind of cliche, but just to not even think about it and just think about baseball and let my agent handle it has been helping me the most, honestly. So I'm just going to continue to do that. I'm going to let it all play out. And, if we get drafted and I get the chance to sign, then I'm going to be excited and I'm going to give my all to my pro career. If it's not exactly what I want and I want to go to college, then I'm going to give my all to that. I'm still very open to both sides. But no, it's definitely a little bit nerve-wracking. It's a little bit surreal. You grow up watching the MLB draft every year, and now you're able to watch it knowing there's a chance you might hear a name called. So I'm definitely excited for sure. But just staying grounded and staying open to everything at hand. Everything still has to happen. Nobody's guaranteed to get your name drafted. Even the guys that are projected to go number one overall, they still have to get their name called. So just staying open and not putting too much worrying about it and letting everything fall in place.
Coach, do you give advice? Do you sit back? Obviously, this means a lot for your program as well. Anytime you're a high school program, you're getting a guy named and drafted in the Major League Baseball draft, has to help in that aspect as well. Your thoughts of a big week for Bryce?
I mean, everything he just said. He's a smart kid, and I think he's going to enjoy the moment. And if he does go, I think he's going to have a lot of success. We're excited to watch him go. And if he doesn't, then we're excited to watch him go to Indiana and continue to work his tail off there. And then, I think it's a matter of just a couple years at Indiana and then hopefully hear his name called. If it's not this time, then the next time. But yeah, I mean, he knows Bryce is a smart kid, works his tail off. And I think he's going to enjoy the process, whether it's going and playing minor league baseball or whether it's going to Indiana. He's going to trust the process. He's going to continue to work hard, and he's going to continue to see success because of his hard work.
Bryce, what are the plans? Like, do you plan on just having your phone and sitting there looking at like this, or how do you go through the weekend?
Obviously, I'm not going to be a first day guy. We all know that. So, not super nervous for that first day. I would know the second day I'm just going to keep my phone on me and hope that I can expect a call. The process has been very tedious, and a lot of people don't understand how deeply these teams think within their draft picks. There's guys that are going through my social media and talking to like childhood friends and stuff that I haven't even talked to before. Like, they want to know every single little thing about you. And I think that was one of the things that really caught me off guard, was like, it's more so they're almost looking for a reason to not draft you. when they go into this process, you know, like they like you, they know you can play, but it's like they need to find the reason why they can't. So they do these like super deep dives and they get super personal. So I think that was one of the things that I wasn't really looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to, not looking like I wasn't expecting it really.
Sure.
And it definitely caught me a little bit off guard. But no, it's been a super fun process and it's a lot different from the recruiting process. So I've also been able to kind of learn along the way and learn how this process works in general. It's been a lot of fun, honestly.
No, absolutely. What's the weirdest question you've gotten? Is there
someone
one?
asked me if, what did they say? They asked me if I've ever caught a fish with a bare hook.
Really? What'd you
Swear.
say? What'd you say? And why'd they
It
ask
was in
that?
I was filling out a questionnaire for a team, and I swear the question just said, "Have you ever caught a fish with a bare hook?"
And the answer was
No, no. I wish I have.
no.
I don't
kidding.
know. I think they just throw it in there to throw you off a little bit, but no, yeah, that was a question, and it caught me so off guard, and I was like, "What? What am I doing right now?" You know?
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's a lot of fun.
Before we go, some dumb questions real quick. Coach, superstitions. Are you superstitious as a team? Are you superstitious as a manager, as a head coach? Your superstitions.
I wouldn't say that I guess kind of. I alternate some shoes based off if we're winning baseball games or not. I might have to switch up the wardrobe a little bit. I will say when we went to Omaha, my assistants went to the antique store by the hotel, and they bought like this figurine, and it was Captain Hook, and brought it back to the hotel and gave it to me and said, "You're the captain." And so we have that with me. And then they gave a figurine to my assistant coach, and had the story behind that one too. And so ever since then, like we would bring those with to the games and, just put them in somewhere in the dugout. And I thought that was kind of cool.
You're obviously
but
winning.
I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say any like super, super big superstition, like eating the same meal or any of that stuff. No. I think that, there's small things that you think about in the game of baseball, but no big superstitions.
Bryce, are you the superstitious guy?
Play the opposite of Carson's. I go to Brugger's Bagels every day before the game. I'll never eat a different pregame meal. Before I walk up to the plate, I do the same routine every single time. And then just like little things, like if you have like a bad day and maybe I was wearing an arm sleeve, I might wear wrist tape the next day instead. And just little things like that. I might switch up the cleats to kind of change the mojo. But yeah, I am kind of superstitious.
Bryce.
Also, like in the dugout, if we have a rally going, and like let's say I go up to hit, and then I come back in the dugout and someone's in my spot, I always make a move. I have to be in my lucky spot that we're rallying. And so, yeah, I would say that I'm pretty superstitious. But I'm not crazy about it. Like, I don't have to have
No, it doesn't sound like that at all.
But no, I definitely feel a little more comfortable, like when I have my pregame meal or like I do my routines like that for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Bryce, if you were playing a different sport, what sport would you be playing if you couldn't play baseball?
Football
Yeah.
and a heartbeat.
Football is my second love. I was a 4-year starter for football on the gridiron. And I had a little bit of talk with some schools to go play college football, but at the end of the day, they knew my heart was at baseball, and I had to tell them that. So yeah, if I had another choice, it'd be football.
Love it, Coach. Last one for you. Is there a class clown on the team or two? And if so, who would that be? Yeah. Bryce is laughing. Right
Blake.
away.
Blake Estlin.
say his name again.
Blake Estlin. He's a freshman. He plays second base, pitches. He's 100% the class clown on the team.
Yeah, he never has a serious moment. Sometimes we make that joke that he's never been locked in before.
I love it. Last one.
But that's why he plays the middle infield with Bryce. So Bryce can keep him in check when he's on the field and I'm in the dugout.
There you go.
He can kind of keep things fresh too, because sometimes I'll get a little bit too into the game and I'll get a little bit too serious, and it's nice just having someone there to just. Usually it's just like a funny joke about something stupid, but it's enough to kind of make me laugh and get me out of the moment and like kind of recenter myself. So it's been nice having him up the middle.
I love it. I love it. Guys, I appreciate this. This has been a bunch of fun. Bryce, we're probably going to catch up with you again. Best of luck this weekend. Best of luck this week,
Thank
guys. It's Western Dubuque. So any North people watching this and getting confused, it's at Western Dubuque tonight. So that's on me. I have enough trouble keeping my own kids' schedules correct, guys. Okay, give me a break.
No
and then, Coach, when's the postseason start?
Friday at
Friday.
home against Dubuque Homestead, 7 p.m.
Love it. So get out, support the Wildcats. Have a great weekend. Get a win. Get drafted. All that kind of stuff. We'll hopefully talk to you guys again real soon. Appreciate you both.
Appreciate you for your time. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
That is Coach Carson's with North Baseball, and then of course standout senior Bryce Pauly as well. We wish him the best of luck. I love it when local kids get drafted, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. That's a fantastic time of year. So we wish him the best of luck with that. We got a lot more to get to. You're watching OTA. It's a Tuesday right here in the Quad Cities. We'll be right back. For over 65 years, Linquist Ford has proudly served the Quad Cities, and they're just getting started. Looking for a new ride? Check out a healthy mix of new and quality pre-owned vehicles ready for you. Need service? Skip the waiting room. With free pickup and delivery and mobile service, they come to you. No delays, no hassle. From routine maintenance to a full-service collision repair shop, it's fast, friendly, reliable, and always transparent. Linquist Ford, serving the Quad Cities since 1959. Experience the difference today.
Hey, I'm the Crawford guy.
Ooh, do you guys always speak at the same time?
Sorry, guys. I'll go first. You know, if you need help with your heating or air conditioning, or electrical, or plumbing, Crawford Company can solve your problem.
But what about your problem?
What problem?
Do you not hear yourselves? Take it from me, the Crawford lady.
And me, the Crawford guy.
Crawford is the comfort company.
Welcome back to Off Day with Matt Randazzo here on a Tuesday in the Quad Cities. A special thank you to Crawford Company, Linquist Ford, all the fantastic sponsors here on Off Day with Matt Randazzo, allowing us to do this show each and every day. And we've had a blast with it as we're well over a year and a half. And so, what is it? January will be, we're real close to over a year and a half. So it's been a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching, and everybody that watches, but also our sponsors, a big part of what we do each and every day as well. Normally on Wednesdays, we do the FCA story of the week. We're going to do that again next week, or tomorrow, I should say. But last week with being on the road and being a Deer Run, I didn't get to last week's as well. So I want to kind of go back, and we're going to get the best of it because we're going to get FCA stories of the week back-to-back days. Gymnasiums and playing fields all over the area are teaming with teams looking for an edge for the upcoming school year. As Dan Pearson reports, the proven theme is living up to the name at the newest FCA camp. Take a listen.
The power of camp is in the moment, and over the long run, it is real. That certainly holds true for the new FCA camp at the University of Dubuque this past week. Planning and prayer bring excellence.
The format here, it's well designed. Obviously, people have been doing it for years, so they know what works. They know what excites kids. They know what's going to make the most impact. And so it's a well-oiled machine.
The people piece is key to camp success. The huddle leader, usually former campers, may be the number one as they serve campers with purpose and intentional training.
It's great, especially those that have been campers before. They get to share their faith. They get to share what they learned at camp. They get to meet other college students that are in the faith, and we all help lift each other up.
I think it's really good just to pour into others, sharing the faith, and I think, being a huddle leader, you get more out of it as well. It's like you're being a camper. It's such a fulfilling and fun experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
As for the campers themselves, there's 183 of them at the inaugural Tri-State FCA camp. Excellence is important, and it brings results. It's more than one of 500 FCA camps worldwide.
I just love coming out here and getting to know all these beautiful girls and getting to love the game a little bit more with the faith aspect to it. Really strengthens the game for me, helps remind me what it's like in the actual season to combine my faith with my sport.
I'm around so many people who believe the same things I do, and I get to play a sport that I don't normally play at home, and I get to play it with all my friends.
I think just surrounding yourself around other Christians and like-minded people, it clicks because you're here for a purpose and here for the same reason.
The Camp Connection, special in real time and enduring for years to come. With the FCA Story of the Week, I'm Dan Pearson.
Thank you to Dan. He'll have another FCA Story of the Week coming up tomorrow right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We got one last break. I want to talk about these top 25 players under the age of 25. Some good news for Kate Martin as well. Those things, or those topics, and then we'll wrap things up for a Tuesday in the Quad Cities. That's all right after this.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. It's OTA on a Tuesday, July 7th. Thank you guys for joining us as we work our way through the summer months, work our way through July. Believe it or not, 4th of July is over. Summer's halfway over. I tell the kids all the time, we're working our way back to school. So a few things I wanted to get to before I wrap up today. The CBS Sportsline put out their top 25 players under the age of 25. And when you look in the NFC North, I should have looked at this in general. I don't believe there's a Packer on the list. And I will say Cooper DeJean, former Hawkeye standout, is number 22 on the list of best players under the age of 22, or best players under the age of 25, excuse me. The Vikings have nobody on the list if you're looking at the NFC North. Boy, what a draft for Philly I'm looking, and Quinyon Mitchell is 15, so Coop and Quinyon both in the same year, especially considering the Lions drafted 2 DBs and one's no longer with the team in that same draft. I'm double checking, but I don't believe there's no Packers either, so no Vikings, no Packers. I will say there's 2 Bears. Double checking. Yeah, 2 Bears, no Packers, no Vikings, 2 Lions. Coming in at number 25 is Colston Loveland. Had a fantastic second half to a season last year. Again, these lists are probably predicated more on upside and on what's to come than anything else. But Colston Loveland at number 25. Also in the division, Jahmyr Gibbs is at number 9. Jaden Daniels is at 8. Caleb Williams is at 7. There's not a list on this planet that should have Caleb Williams ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs when it comes to football in any way, shape, or form. So obviously you weight the position of quarterback more on these lists, I'm assuming, but there's not I can't fathom too many people would say, yeah, I'd rather have for this year, I'd rather have Caleb Williams than Jahmyr Gibbs. I know different positions, apples and oranges when it comes to that things. And the quarterback position is going to be way heavier. Caleb is at number 7. Drake May is at number 4. Again, top 25 players under the age of 25. Penei Sewell, Detroit Lions standout offensive tackle. Penei Sewell, my opinion, best tackle, best lineman maybe in football, is at number 3. Number 2 is Puka Nacua, and number 1 on the list is Bijan Robinson. So a lot of fun lists during the regular series, during the off season. Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs are 1 and 2 in that draft class, and they're in 1 and 2 in whatever order when it comes to all of these lists. When it comes to top running backs, top players under 25. So I guess and both are weapons too. They're not just running backs. I know that you're gonna have a lot of people that say don't draft a running back high, and then also you don't pay them. Both the Lions and the Falcons are going to have to probably decide sooner or later whether to pay these two players, and obviously you probably will. But there's that thought process of you get Jahmyr Gibbs, let's say, this year, you get him next year as well, and then you do the option year then you franchise tag him. So you get him a 4th year, you get him a 5th year, and then you franchise tag him, however it would be. You have 3 more years of them. And then you see what threads left on the tire. But again, they're weapons in the offense, not just running backs. And this will be the first year for Jahmyr Gibbs that he's the workhorse, if you will, with David Montgomery down in Houston as well. Bears fans weigh in. I know that you're cranky because I'm complaining about Caleb again, but Drake May is number 4. Quarterbacks are going to be weighed higher than everyone else on this list. So I get it. And Jaden Daniels, I'll take Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels every day of the week. But big picture wise, we'll continue to talk as we go through the summer when it comes to rankings. I saw something else we'll do later this week when it comes to you take every position and you pick who's got the best from the NFC North. I thought that was fascinating. Obviously, the one everybody's going to talk about is quarterback, where Jared Goff is simply the best quarterback in the NFC North. It's really not up for debate. Who will be in 5 years or who will be in 3 years? Yeah, we can talk about that. But as of this year, last year, stats, everything weighs it out. Jared Goff's the best quarterback in the NFC North. It's just what it is. So could change, but for this year and last year and years before, it's Jared Goff right now. But really fascinating discussion. I looked at defensive backs and cornerbacks, and I was like, I think the Bears have the best positional group in the division when it comes to quarterbacks. So we'll talk more about that later this week as well. I just want to bring it up. Top 25 players under the age of 25. It's at cbssports.com. Cooper DeJean, number 22, which I thought was really cool, former Hawkeye as well. Good news for Kate Martin. She has signed a standard contract in the WNBA, so she will be with the LA Sparks the rest of the season. Great to see her land in a good position, good opportunity, and you knew she would make the most of that opportunity, and that's exactly what she has done. Of course, former Hawkeye standout, but we kind of claim her here in the Quad Cities as well. Tons of family right here in the Quad Cities for Kate Martin. Kate's parents live here as well, so congratulations to Kate Martin. We'll keep an eye on her as the rest of the season in the WNBA unfolds. As we mentioned at the top of the show, a lot to get to later this week as well. The Iowa women held their public practice for the media is what it was. It wasn't public for anybody, but an open media practice today. We'll hopefully catch up with Kyle Huseman tomorrow on the show. I know the men have one tomorrow, and I know since Tommy's going to Vegas, Kyle's got to go there, so I don't know timing-wise how it'll all work out. But I do know that Kyle recently just tweeted, talking to Lysandra Barrett, a assistant coach. She says that Lysandra Barrett says that Journey Houston has been the player that has stood out the most this offseason. That should surprise nobody. She kind of took people by surprise her freshman year. People should be ready because she's a fantastic basketball player, and she can shoot it and do more than what she showed last year as well. I know she might play the 4 some more again this year, depending on where things land, but it's a different offense. They'll do more of a 1-in, 4-out set instead of 2 posts. So I think Journey will be able to show her skill set in a big-time way this year. So we'll talk more about that with Kyle Huseman coming up tomorrow on the show. Also trying to catch up with Deanne Kramer. She just retired at She just retired at Pleasant Valley High School, so we'll see if we can track her down as well. Also, Jack Heflin, former Erie Prophetstown and Iowa football native, or Iowa football standout, in the league with the Jets right now. He'll be on the show this week as well. A lot more to get to. It's just Tuesday, so enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We appreciate you guys watching Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Make sure, like I mentioned, you subscribe, be part of it in all the social media platforms, whether it's X, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get your social media, and tell a friend or 2 or 10 about what we're doing each and every week right here in the Quad Cities. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys back here for another edition of OTA coming up tomorrow.